The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to Touched by Angel Live. I am your host, Angel Kinseys. My passion is to inspire seniors to get healthy and bring solutions to their everyday needs. If you wish to join the conversation, please contact us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a medical supply company that puts patients first. Sunshine Senior Solutions offers durable medical equipment and services to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. Visit our website at sunshineseniorsolutions.com. Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
Good evening. I'm Angel Kinseys, and I'm happy to be your host tonight on my new show, Touched by Angel Live. Thank you for tuning in. And I also want to thank my sponsor, Sunshine Senior Solutions. You could reach them at 561-332-3898. And they have all kinds of medical equipment. They have very good information for you. They will be a guest soon on my show on March 24th. They're going to be a guest talking about all the new innovative equipment that they have for heart, diabetes, all kinds of equipment that they carry. And so for tonight, I am so thrilled because we are going to talk about the benefits of senior living communities, which is very, very important. Baby boomers, we're all getting there. And even if you're young, this is good for you to listen because you may have parents that you're taking care of. And so I'm really happy to introduce you to, I have a professional senior living advisor, and she has helped literally thousands of people. And she's also placed hundreds. And she is one of the top in the nation. So I'm so happy to introduce Laura.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Laura. Thank you so much. We have so many great topics to cover tonight. So I want to start out right away by asking you, what is a senior living advisor?
I'm a professional but free consultant that helps seniors find the very best senior living community for them. And I tailor my referrals to what their needs are. I ask very specific, pointed questions, kind of intake as to what they need, what their price range is, what location, a variety of different questions, and then I refer them to appropriate communities for them.
And what do you charge?
It's free. It's absolutely free because
Totally
we're
free.
paid by our community partners.
Wow.
That's true.
That's
I
great.
also can save them some time, too, by scheduling tours for them to the communities. And I always recommend a lunch tour because this way they could sample the food while they're there.
Great. Okay, now that we know what you do, what is a senior living community?
Well, it is a safe place for seniors to live who don't want to shop, cook, and clean again. If that's you, you want to look into senior living because it takes away all the mundane tasks, the daily tasks that are burdensome to you. Mm-hmm. For instance, if you're burdened by shopping, cooking, cleaning, a senior living community would be right up your alley. Because and there's 3 different levels actually. There's independent, there's assisted, and there's memory care. And you can come and go in independent and assisted, but memory care is secured. But I think I'll start by talking a little bit about independent.
The independent, because I'd like to know, because it's definitely an active adult community, right? And they could have their own car, and they've got their own apartment with their own furniture. So could you just tell a little bit about that? Like if they were, thinking about they're just tired of shopping and they want to have people around, because maybe they're lonely and they're alone in the house. So maybe you could touch
Well,
that.
I first was introduced to this whole notion by my own parents, because even though they had each other and they lived in their home, they were basically isolated. They had outlived their friends, and the 5 of us kids lived in other states. So we always worried about them, and there were instances where one couldn't pick the other up. And so we looked into independent and assisted living for them. And what we found is that basically all your daily tasks are picked up by the community. So in other words, you're trading things like house cleaning for going to play bridge instead.
Nice.
Yeah, you will be provided things like restaurant-style dining with gourmet chef-prepared meals. They'll come and do all the house cleaning for you. They'll provide transportation. There's a button to press during the day if you should need assistance. That's all included in independent living in the one price. They also, once a week, they'll come and change your linens even, so you don't even have to do that. Every day, an activities director will have events, so you and your friends have something to look forward to do. You spend not as much time as you think in your room, because there's a lot of open gathering spaces for groups.
And some of them have pools, don't they?
They have all kinds of amenities.
So it's really like a resort kind
It's
of,
very
especially
much-
if you're on that independent level, because you got your own car, you could drive, but just think about it. You don't have to wash your dishes. I mean, you could eat in your apartment if you wanted to, right? Like if you wanted to have breakfast.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. In independent, you usually get 2 meals a day. So oftentimes, like what my parents did was they had breakfast in their room, and then they got out for lunch and dinner to the dining hall, where they had a menu to select from. So it was as though they were going out for a restaurant, but it was the convenience of having it in house.
So you make a payment. Basically, what you do is how does it work as far as paying for this monthly?
Well, independent living is all encompassing. It includes so much. And like you say, it's kind of like country club living. And the one fee covers it all in independent living. But also it's month to month. So for whatever reason, if you're not satisfied and you want to get out, you could give 30 days notice and be out. So that's what's nice.
So you could actually go and give it a try before you sell your house or before you move. Go around, check it out, and look. What do you advise? Like, what age should people start to look? Or even your children should start to look with you so that you could kind of have them as a support.
It isn't so much an age as of a need. You know, when you're tired and bored, or it's just becomes burdensome for you to do daily tasks, you should consider doing it. When you have children that are telling you, Mom, I'm worried for you, I'm afraid you're going to fall, there's so many trip hazards, that's a good time to do it.
Right.
If you need care, I was going to explain the next level is assisted living. And in assisted living, they help with activities of daily living, such as help with bathing, toileting, medicine management, escorting, and mobility. So they help with care. So when you need assisted living, it's because you need care. But you could still come and go. You could still have a car.
And you could still stay in your own apartment that you are comfortable in without having to move sometimes.
Yes, and you bring your own furniture, so you have that level of comfort because things around you are familiar to you. So it feels like comfy,
Good.
And also it has a gym if you like to work out. It has they usually have entertainment that comes in once a week.
I know
And-
I've worked in a few. I've done exercises for a lot of the seniors in some of the communities like that.
Yeah,
And they're wonderful.
And a lot of people are surprised to know that they do allow pets as well.
Which is great. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
for
good.
their
so it's like having your
convenience-
own home, your own apartment, just like as if you were in a 55 and over community.
Yeah.
The only difference is
The
you're not doing all the
conveniences.
work. You don't have to pay for repairs. You're not worried about painting or
And
calling
many-
a plumber.
Many have salons on site too.
Right. Yeah, most of them do. Oh, and spas too, where they
And
can have
theater rooms.
facials and massage and everything. Yeah. I think it's
Right.
great. It's really great.
And then that third level is memory care. And memory care is a secured community. So it provides all those activities of daily living, the care, but it's secured. And the reason it's secured is for the safety of the resident. They might be exit seeking, which means they're a wander risk. So that individual would need to be kept secured. And they're usually in a wing or, kind of a separate area, but they get the same access to the meals and everything else, basically.
So basically, the benefits outweigh any kind of negative. If anybody thinks that it's a negative situation, I think it's a positive all around.
Well, to be honest with you, the whole point of it is it's designed to improve your quality of life. And I like to look at it as we're not just adding days to your life, we're adding life to your days. So what's the point of living another day if your quality of life isn't very good? Whereas if you are around others and you're doing things that you like to be doing, then,
It keeps you active.
and it keeps you young.
Instead of being alone in a house, if you're really alone and in a community, I noticed that a lot of even the 55 and over communities, even though they have community centers, now with COVID, everything it was closed down, the people are very lonely. They all stay to themselves,
It's very underestimated how many seniors are depressed.
Oh, very
When a son or daughter calls and says, my mom doesn't go anywhere, she's got no friends, you can tell they're isolated. And when you're isolated like that, you're going to be less likely to be physically active, emotionally involved, or socially involved
And
with people.
The other thing is, I've noticed with my seniors that they're actually afraid to admit that they need help. They want to be independent. They don't want to leave their house. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want to talk about it with their children. So, this is a perfect opportunity that if you're even thinking about it and you don't even want to tell your children, you could look into it. You could, I guess, Laura, don't you send them like videos or stuff if they're interested?
Yeah, absolutely. Once I've asked the appropriate questions to find out what you need and what you want, I can send information showing you pictures, prices, and reviews of different communities and schedule the tours.
So if you're independent and you're a social butterfly, this would be the perfect thing because you could volunteer, you could put groups together, you could get a card game together, you could play mahjong. I mean, that's how I saw the people where I worked in a few places. And they loved it because they were just together all the time. They were going on a bus, they could go on a cruise, they could go shopping to the mall. So it was really...
Yeah, they have a lot of outings and
great-
things. And they even have volunteer ambassadors that take you under your wing, introduce you to everyone, go with you to some of the events until you get your legs and you get your own friends.
So now, what is the cost? How does it work for seniors? How could they afford this?
Okay, well, the cost is not that bad, frankly. When you look at the cost of house maintenance and property taxes, if you weigh it out side by side, you're going to think it's
condo
a steal.
fees. Just
Yeah.
the condo fees keep going up and up. And now, the
Exactly.
way everything's gone up.
And you're not going to have any maintenance. You're
And
not
it's
gonna have-
one fee a month, and everything's included.
In independent living, I mean, I can tell you what it starts at. It starts at about $2,500 a month for independent.
for everything.
Yeah,
Cable, TV,
included.
your
It
food.
covers utilities, cable, sometimes internet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good deal, really, if you
And
think about it.
if you need help with like medication and then it goes up a little bit and
Yeah.
then
So I was going to say, if you want, I can refer you to communities where you can age in place and not have to move again, where you have independent through memory care. So in other words, you can start out independent, and maybe in 2 years when you need help with bathing or toileting or any of the other care needs, they can turn it on for you. And you don't have to move to a whole nother community. It's move once and done.
That's
you know.
great. Now, and you could leave any time. If you decide you
Yes.
want to go live with your children or you want to go somewhere else, you could leave
Yes, and you don't
anytime.
have to sell your home.
Right.
My parents didn't. They went back and forth, and only because it was month to month. My mother was very reluctant at first. She didn't want to do it. And
How old was she?
she was about 89, and so she was kind of, because she was independent. My father needed assisted living, so together they moved into an assisted living apartment. He got care and she got all the amenities but didn't need care. So she was just a nominal fee. I think at the time, and this was a couple years ago, it was $500 a month for her.
For her.
And she got the meals, the cleaning, and everything.
So she got everything he got and somebody to take care of him because she was the
Right.
caregiver. So she didn't have to take care of him anymore. They could eat together. They go down in the dining room. They eat together, and it was all included.
And it was
and he paid separate for his. He paid full price.
Yes, and it was exactly the break that my mother needed.
Wow.
Now, when you, excuse me, but when you need assisted living, that price is a little bit different. It starts at about $3,000 a month plus care, and they only charge you for the care that you need. So if you only need medicine management, they might charge you $300 to $500 for that.
Great.
So maybe $3,500. Now, if you're in the city center of Miami, no, it's not going to be that. It's going to be higher. But this is just kind of an average,
Right.
price. And then if you need memory care, it starts at about $4,000 a month plus care.
Okay. Well, I think that's a lot of information, but when we come back, we're going to take a commercial right now. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about living in the facility as a couple, if you're a couple, like her parents were, and also just maybe if there's some questions or whatever, but we're going to come back. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll finish the conversation. And remember, we could be reached at 888-565-1470 if you'd like to get a hold of the station. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a medical supply company that puts patients first. Sunshine Senior Solutions offers durable medical equipment and services to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. Visit our website at sunshineseniorsolutions.com. Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
Welcome back to Touched by Angel Live. Here's your host, Angel Kinseys.
Welcome back. So this has been very interesting tonight. I'm anxious to hear the rest of what Laura, all her knowledge. It's amazing because I think a lot of people are afraid to know about it. And I think there is a big misconception that I really would like Laura to explain quickly, because I think people right away, they think nursing home. I know back in the day, that's all they had was nursing homes. So people were placed in nursing homes when they got too old to take care of themselves. Today, they don't even call it nursing homes, correct?
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, a nursing home today is a skilled nursing facility where you've got to be pretty bad off.
So in other words, if you've gone in for surgery and you need rehab, they put you in
Well, there's rehabs and then there's skilled nursing facilities. A skilled nursing facility is where you would go if you were on an ostomy bag or a feeding tube, or you had a permanent catheter, you were on an IV, or you had a stage 3 or 4 wound, or you're bed-bound and non-weight bearing.
So it's not at
that's
all
skilled nursing.
Yeah, the skilled nursing. It's not at all. This is totally independent, active adult community. You're going to be there. You're locked in. And I know that you have told me a few times that a lot of people call you, the children call, because they're interested for their parent. But the parent is reluctant, doesn't want it. And then you tell them all about it. And then maybe 6 months later, they didn't do anything, but then their mom falls or has a stroke, and then they're calling desperate. They need a place. And I know you've told me that it's so sad, because if they were there when it was active, they would have been able to have all the benefits and made friends. And now they're incapacitated, and now they're in the assisted living where they're really not getting all the benefits for what they're paying for.
Right.
So what I want you to go over is a little bit of the cost. Oh, there is a question. So they want to know, where is the age in place?
They're all over. It just depends on where you're looking.
All over the country, right?
They're all
Anywhere.
over the country. Some are independent only. Some are assisted and memory care, and some have all 3 levels of care.
So it all depends on your needs. So the best thing to do is you could call us or email me at touchedbyangelive@gmail.com, and then I will put you in touch with Laura. Since she is the top agent right now, one of the top agents in the nation. I think she's got a lot of heart for this, like I have for seniors. And especially, like I said, she just lost her parents. Her dad just recently in January, and her mom 2 years ago. So she was with them for 2 years in the facilities, taking care of them, her and my son. So she really knows firsthand what it's like.
I'd like to let the audience know, too, that the CDC reports that every 11 seconds, a senior goes to the emergency room because of a fall. There's a lot of trip houses. Our houses are not equipped properly. And when you were saying that people wait too long, you're absolutely right. And one of the biggest regrets I hear from anyone who moved into a community is they usually say, I wish I had done it sooner.
I had 2 clients in the salon, and they did the same thing. They waited, and once they got in, one of my ladies said, I should have done this 4 years ago when she lost her husband. She was reluctant, and she loved it. So, Laura, if you could just go over, because I know this is really interesting, the benefits, the veterans, and also being able to have a roommate, which would cut the cost for you.
Yeah, how you can pay for it. There is a VA benefit if you serve during wartime and you qualify and apply. A veteran can get, who served during wartime and just one day during, that doesn't mean you went to war. You could get up to $2,050 a month towards care.
As a veteran.
As a veteran.
But what about a spouse?
A spouse
like my husband
could get up to $1,300 a month towards care.
So even though my husband passed and he didn't go to war, he trained the troops for Vietnam, I would be eligible
as long as
to
you
get,
didn't remarry or you didn't divorce.
So I would be eligible for
Yes.
$1,300 a month.
Well, I can't say you'll be eligible. I would say you would look into
into it,
qualifying.
yeah,
You
to
can't have
qualify.
more than $138,000 in assets outside of your house and
your
car.
house or your car.
Outside.
Yeah. So that, I think that's a great benefit. So
You don't want to leave that on the table.
yeah, that's really important. So
Other ways of paying for it, some people have long-term care insurance. Some people realize they're moving and they sell their home or they have assets. My recommendation is if you're in your 60s and 70s, start saving now. I like what Dwight D. Eisenhower said. Plans are nothing, planning is everything. And I don't believe you can be too prepared for this.
right. Because you never know what could happen. I hear all the time. This
Right.
one fell, that one fell, this one had a stroke or whatever. You never know. Listen, you're only looking into it. You're checking it out, learning what's out there. I was really delightfully surprised when I went into some of these communities, seeing that it was really like a resort. They have music, they have, people
Lots
coming
of
in and
entertainment.
entertaining. Now, what do you look for in a community when somebody's asking you and you're showing them? How do you?
Yeah, what I suggest people look for are smiles on the faces of the residents, longevity of staff, because if the staff is happy, the residents will be happy.
True.
Interaction between staff and residents, you want to see a lot of that. You want to possibly taste the food while you're there. You want to come away with a schedule of activities for the month and a menu.
So
This
they can get you free, and you could set up an appointment. You could show them all the videos of the different places where they live locally. It's in the United States only, right?
We service Canada. It's all
Oh.
North America.
Okay. So then you could set up, if you know their zip code where they want to be, you could set up 3 or 4 places, show them with video, and then you can make an appointment for them to go in and have lunch and visit.
Yeah. What I do is I send them a link, and the link shows them pictures, prices, and reviews.
Great.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
what we didn't touch on is some of the other benefits, the socialization,
Yes. Go
the
ahead.
freedom of time to do what you want when you want to do it. rather than having to clean a toilet. You could be playing bridge, It gives you a sense of purpose and belonging to be part of an active adult community. And there are opportunities to exercise, and they'll also have spiritual and intellectual stimulation too.
Well, Laura, I really want to thank you. This was wonderful. I know you guys probably have so many questions because I know I do. I'm always learning from her. I love to just pick her mind and learn all about this because she talks to so many people every day. But I want to tell you that starting next month, I'm so happy, we're going to have our show twice a month on Thursday nights from 7 to 7:30. So we're going to be a little earlier. And the good news is we're going to get together there an hour before at 6 o'clock. We're going to bring some little snacks, and we'll have some little snacks for you guys. And I'm going to get to see all my people that I haven't seen in 2 years because of the COVID. So you're welcome to come to the studio. It's the Brooklyn Cafe. It's right here in Boca. You're going to be able to come at 6 o'clock. We'll have an hour to socialize, and then we'll start the show at 7 o'clock. So next show is next Thursday. It's coming up quick. It's March 10th. And we are going to be talking about health and fitness for seniors. And my special guest is going to be Ugo Garrido. And we're going to talk about the myths of exercise, the benefits. We're going to talk about Zumba Gold because a lot of people think I'm too old, I can't do it, I jump around, it's too fast. So we're going to show the Zumba Gold and how it's really going to help you. So I hope you join us on March 10th. Thank you again to my sponsor, Senior Solutions, Sunshine Senior Solutions, and you could get in touch with them for all your medical needs. And I want to thank you, and you can get in touch with me at touchedbyangel@gmail.com, or you could call the station 888-565-1470. Thank you.
You've been watching Touched by Angel Live. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. If you wish to join the conversation, have an idea for the show, or would like to sponsor the show, please call us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.